Buddy, we are live and we're loud. Yes,
What's
and
happening?
we're gonna be doing scree shit, and nobody's here yet, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But I am setting up the screen so that when I share, it is not completely confusing. Okay, it'll probably still be confusing because it's me doing it, but other than that, it's just the way it is. So we're gonna click share. Boom. Now everybody should be able to see what I'm
And I'm
seeing.
recording. You're going to have to stay in the other room or go back upstairs.
Oh wait. Okay, so let me do that again.
Oh, there we go. There's porn. Let's see Pornhub.
Hold
Wait,
on a second here.
oh no, that was my screen. Sorry.
I gotta go to my sharing options here. Multiple participants, all that happy stuff. I got to make sure.
Did you forewarn your audience that Old Man Liver's on the show and to send the kids out of the room?
No, we haven't done that part yet.
No, I sent my kid out of the room because he's probably going to be loud. We don't need to hear all that.
All right, so let me see here. Do I have all my bells and whistles? Oh, it's so confusing when I do it this way. Boop. Am I doing this to myself? I'm doing this to myself because I'm a dipshit. All right, so that's the still vid, and then I back up and there's the videos. Okay. All right, I'm okay. No, really am. All right, so I'm going to pre-start the video. And you guys... Wait a minute. That's the other one. I had to redo that one because I wanted to take something out of there. And you guys, this is your first experience ever. Boop. And you guys, and you guys, and you guys. So now I'm going to minimize that video. That's the good.
Yeah, I would think it's mostly going to be like.
And then that video. And then where's this one?
It's just all been.
It's all been a wonderful ball of cherries, everyone. It's so great. Sorry. All right, so I don't know if I'm going to blow anybody's fucking ears off with the videos, but hopefully I don't. But, it is what it is.
Let's have fun.
That'll teach them to wear headphones, listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Right. I don't learn yet.
Okay, where's the recording stuff? Where's my... pause. Okay. Resume. I think that's the sharing resume. That's not the recording resume. Where's my... I hate when I do this. There it is. Aha. Aha. Okay. There we go. All right. You ready to rock and roll? I'm ready to rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll.
All right.
Recording in progress.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. I will be your host, Jaxus, and I am here with Sassy Lady, also known as Dawn, and Steven Stats, also known as Old Man Liver. And if you guys would like to find us... Yeah, he's right there. See, he said, what's happening? I missed that show. Rerun was so great. Anyway, yeah, I'm too old for that shit. Anyway, so if you guys ever want to find us, you can find us at the Fallout Roundtable, podcast on YouTube. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can go at falloutrtb@gmail.com, send us an email and all that stuff. Or you can go to Twitter, X, Twitix, whatever you want to call it, at falloutrtb. And, you can send us messages and all that stuff. Anyway, I want to get right into stuff here. What we are here to talk about today is the Fallout Fan Celebration 2025. It's kind of a correction of errors kind of thing, and a little bit of like tooting our own horn and, clapping ourselves on the back for all the good stuff.
We've done this 4 years in a row, right?
Yeah, it is 4 years in a row. Oh, and one thing I must say, the rain is not our fault. We can't control that shit. So I'm sorry. Yeah. So
we cannot control the weather.
This right here, this was outside of our control.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
God.
not as bad as the Renaissance Festival.
Because as the hotel told me, it never rains in Vegas.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But as you can see, everybody took it like champs. Everything went really well in that regard. People still went to all the tents. I went to the tents myself multiple times, just because it was entertaining to watch people doing commerce, and looking at all the different stuff that was on the tables and everything. It was really awesome. But what we are here for today is we are supposed to take a look at the good, the bad, and the ugly of what happened at the event. So, Stephen, first, I'm going to give you the opportunity. What would you like to see first? Would you like the good or the bad?
Let's take the bad, the harsh stuff first.
You want to get punched
Get
in the
brutal.
jaw right off the bat. Got
Yeah,
it.
let's just tear the
Okay, so
Band-Aid off.
what I'm gonna do
Might
is
as well.
we're gonna watch a video, and then after the video, I'm gonna open up some stills, and we're gonna actually discuss what we saw in that video. Because there's some things that may not completely be in the video that I took notes of because of time restraints, because I got a hell of a lot more videos than I normally get. So I had to make sure I cut things down a little bit for time frame, but I want to make sure each person's I don't want to say complaints, because they weren't really complaining. They were, sharing things that they had gone through, and some of them had, potential solutions. So there's that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and watch this video real quick. And yeah, here we go. And stuff. All right. So.
Yeah, I would think it's mostly going to be like the organization. I think that we waited in lines a while. We waited I think 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
To get on the bus.
From Prim to.
It was pitch black. I think they need more lights as well.
Better lighting. Okay.
I can't think of a single negative. It's just all been awesome.
Anyway, so those two gentlemen there, that was their first time. They were there on Friday, right? Their main thing was, one, they waited a long time for the buses. A little bit of clarity with notes, like the signage kind of confused them a little bit. They didn't know where to go. Now, mind you, this is day one. A lot of this was corrected actually on day two. They had dealt with only having a single coach or whatever, and so from there, one of their big things was the lighting. They wish the lighting was better where the coaches pick you up at the saloon and on the deck, which I've always had the same opinion as far as the deck should be lit up like a Christmas tree, but that's just me. They felt like there was too many cues for lines. They didn't know which direction to go, like with the wristbands and things like that. Obviously more buses so that it would reduce the time frame, and they felt like the wristband checks were redundant. And what I mean by that is that they had their wristband checked when they got onto the bus, and then as soon as they immediately got off of the bus, somebody was there checking their wristband again. And it's like,
It's interesting because I had other people say that it was very lax and that nobody bothered to check wristbands. So why did they bother?
And they also said the same thing once they were in the event. Like
Yeah.
when they were walking around and they left the area and come back,
Right.
people weren't checking their wristband as tightly as they thought they should have been, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting that the wristbands were being checked getting on the bus and getting off. I hadn't heard of that yet.
That was the
but
first I had
obviously-
heard of that myself. So
Yeah, I hadn't heard that, but once people were in Good Springs, then if it was a particular activity that people had paid this time paying tickets for, we tried to check if they were going into the saloon or coming out or going to a particular activity where someone in the town wouldn't have a wristband naturally, but they would have even had to pay if they wanted to get into anything. So that's interesting that people had different experiences, and that's something we can just get more consistent with.
yeah, well, and that's just it. It's streamlining a process that we've only just started. Like we just, it's all new.
Yeah.
So there's going to be holes, and so within those holes, you're going to always have to tighten the screws each and every time, and eventually it's going to be so tight you're probably going to be irritated by that.
Yeah, it's trying to find the balance is the best
right.
best answer to that, and
Yeah.
and we'll never completely find it because part of what we try to keep from the initial year is the spontaneity of the event, and we don't ever want it to be the exact same experience as the year before. So that, because now people are going on some have attended all 4 years, and you don't want the exact same thing. So we kind of keep challenging ourselves to add things and more events and more days and all that. But then of course there's always more issues to work out. So, but the wristbands, I didn't hear a mass amount of problems of that specifically, but
No.
the lines obviously were an issue, particularly on Friday.
So from going through all of this, one thing that was a consensus was misdirection and confusion. There was people that would get into a bus line thinking they were getting in a wristband line, and vice versa and things like that. So obviously clarity and signage right off the bat. Now, mind you, a lot of these were people who were dealing with day one. day 2, they ended up with better signing. Things started getting more clear. There was more buses, so things started to open up a little bit more from that point. But yeah, that was probably number one was communication as far as signage and obviously dealing with line litigation. So, and then this individual
that's
here,
interesting.
he wanted me to make sure that you heard this part of his complaint.
I can't say a bad thing about the whole thing.
So
waiting to register for.
So this is blowing through kind of quick, even quicker than I expected because I, just done edited it. So if I can go back to the right person here.
We'll just let it play
yeah, I would
and talk about it later.
It's mostly
Yeah,
like the organization. I think that we waited in lines a while. We waited like I think
You're gonna get blasted with a couple like, nothing happened, no problem. So
it was pitch black. I think they need more lights as well.
Better lighting. Okay. I can't think of a single negative. It's just all been awesome.
I can't say a bad thing about the whole thing.
So
Waiting to register for this, waiting for that.
Vegan food.
finger food.
Vegan food.
Oh.
I'm vegan and there was no vegan.
No vegan food. That is
Vegan food.
That's a niche thing, but
All right.
I mean the rain, but that's not really in your guys' control.
No, obviously we can't control the
that's
weather.
not in the control. I think the lines and the shuttle system yesterday. I think just like the amount of time, but you guys had like so many people.
We're also
right?
working on that to make
Yeah.
it better in the future.
That's-
but obviously, that's you learn as you go. Hello, everybody. I am Jaxus from the Fallout RoundTable podcast. I'm also a voice actor in many different areas.
how the hell did that one get
being
that far
said,
in there?
Absolutely
Hold on.
wonderful. That really gravitated and
What?
as much as because before it all came out of his pocket. Like he paid a lot.
Couple
What?
little small parts on the
Sorry, I had
podcast,
to
but
kind of skip
nothing
past
great.
that one because it's screwed up.
But I've been helping
no worries.
grow our little community.
But I do know what his one.
Probably had anywhere from 5 to 6.
Some reason that part of the video was messed up. Those two individuals right there had one simple thing, was dispersion of crowd. So to expand a little bit out to where we had more space away from you know what I mean? Like maybe rent areas of the desert out a little bit so they could spread out a little bit to get the crowds to disperse some. That was one thing.
So the initial design, and we've talked about this on your podcast, we had a much closer expectation of working with Buffalo Bills.
Right.
And for a good portion of the preparation, we had plans to use a good portion of the casino. So it would be spread out, and including in the event of bad weather, we could have a lot of the vendors at the location and not just all of them out at the saloon and exposure to rain and snow and everything else that can happen at that time. So that was part of the planning phase. Unfortunately, that got derailed and not won't be speaking of I'm not going to be
we don't
bashing
go
Buffalo
there.
Bill on this pod, because I know how it is when you don't get a say so on stuff. But just it's probably public information, and that there were 3 GMs within the 11 months that we were working with them, and
Things didn't
stuff
work
fell
out.
through. It didn't work out. It didn't
Yeah,
work out, and it's unfortunate because it would have solved a lot of problems. But as in the past, just like last year, we thought we had a whole parking situation in Jean, and then a week before the event, that didn't work out, and that's what led to the bus system in the Good Springs bypass road that we had to wing at the last minute.
And that's
so a lot of it.
That's a lot of what these two individuals here, which this is Nicholas Rizzo, the other one was Graham. These are both people from the Modus Files. Nicholas was, I think you were just touching on that just now, was closer parking so that they don't have to shuttle all the way from the casino back and forth. That was one thing. And then obviously polishing up the community center experience by possibly putting up a couple tents or something to make it, if it's hot, if it's cold, either way, you're blocked from some of that weather. Other than that, they didn't have much else to complain about.
Yeah, no, good points though, because that would have solved a lot of issues if we had some of the activities, including Vendor Village at Buffalo Bills. And that was our goal, is to kind of spread it out between Primm, Good Springs, and Sandy Valley on Sunday. So when things don't work out, especially last minute, you got to do the best you can do. And thankfully, this crowd are troopers, especially with the weather, which I know people, don't blame us for the weather, but having preparation for the weather is a legitimate issue. And we thought we had that right up until very close to the event. So we winged it. We did the best we could.
That's all you can do is the best you can. All right, let's see where we are.
To do with the fact that it's
Realize this.
the event.
Yeah, but no.
I think something happened to my video. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, very good.
Crowds.
Okay, so this being your first experience here at the New Vegas celebration.
New Vegas convention, everything.
Oh man, that whole thing got messed up. I think that's a shame. Hold on one second. All right, so
No worries.
Yeah, so the
That's very sweet.
Yeah. So just to be quick, I'm going to utilize this here and make it simple because a lot of the video got messed up somehow.
Well, do you want to work on your videos and I'll talk about the emails?
No, because all I got to do is pop this up and then I can talk about it just like that. This individual here, her name is Megan from Quebec, and she had it's almost a shame that I don't have that part of the video because she was like, how can you expect people to, they did the very best they could with what they had. And how can you expect more from them? They did a very wonderful thing. It was a very great experience. And she would love to come back, but she doesn't know if she'll have enough caps. And she giggled about that.
Right. Yeah. She's really sweet.
She's a great person. So the next individuals that I've got here are Sebastian and Brittany. As soon as they pop up here. Come on. Why is my... Oh, there, I guess it did pop up. I'm just an idiot. Hey, look, they're upside down. Isn't that cool? All right, so here we got Brittany and Sebastian. Yeah, Brittany and Sebastian, they came here and they have absolutely zero complaints. Nothing. They just wanted to make sure that they were mentioned. Now,
I had more than they did.
Okay, so the next person is somebody that is near and dear to our hearts. And if I can get his picture to pop up there. Yeah, there he is. Is Preston Harden. He is the proprietor, the creator of the True Vault Escapades, the oldest running podcast drama that's out there. I don't think anybody started it before he did. And
for Fallout anyway.
Yeah, for Fallout, of course. But so the VIP line was not well defined. He ended up standing in the regular line for a few hours, and his biggest thing was that he enjoyed it because he got to have some really great conversations, but it wasn't defined enough for him to be able to skip that line and get through it. And then Preston's got kind of a crowd issue with people. He's not real comfortable in big crowds. So
he did great though.
Yeah, he did
great.
So for him, a dispersal of crowd would be great for him too. You know what I mean? Some way of thinning the herd a little bit. Now, this one's not in the list here, but there was something that I had thought about, and also there was conversation I had outside of it. Is there was a few people that actually didn't know there was stuff going on at the ranch. So even though it was on the website,
You mean on Sunday?
Well, just throughout the week there was things going off and on, but they missed out on certain parts of that because during the daytime you had things going on over there. And they didn't know that. They thought it was just going to be mayhem.
Only on Sunday.
Only on Sunday.
Did we have Sunday.
Right. But they didn't know that, and a lot of people didn't go there until late that night. And maybe that was something we could have communicated a little bit.
It was in the app.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's interesting. I hadn't heard that, but
and there was there were posters up too.
We can only do so much, right?
Yeah. But we can always do better. You can always communicate better.
Yeah.
And but that our whole point, was we had started last year with Old Man Liver's rap party, which we called Mojave Mayhem at the very end of the event last year,
which I
enjoyed
it was so much.
Attended by had a pretty strong attendance, and some people said that was their favorite part of the whole event. And so we're like, well, let's expand it into a full day, and we'll still end the night with the 21 and over stuff where we can get a little racier. But then during the day, we can do all these other things because the cosplay contest has gotten so popular that we just literally don't have the space on any of the stages in Good Springs, including the Pioneer Saloon. So Sandy Valley, which is about 15 miles away, we've got 20 to 40 acres at our disposal where we knew we could handle thousands. So that's why we put some, more of the events out there that were particularly popular that we needed more space for from a safety standpoint.
Right.
But yeah, the more, I think if we continue that tradition, we'll be able to communicate that, people will learn more and more that Sandy Valley Ranch is a part of the event now at this point. And that does help spread it. The people that need some space, it will help spread out. The more events we do over there, and we could even increase it beyond just Sunday, that it'll help spread people out between Good Springs and Sandy Valley, and it won't be so crowded and the lines won't be so long.
This gentleman here, his name is Joshua Fulton, and he had a very good idea that I didn't, think about being a thing, which is odd because almost any large event, you usually have something of this nature, and that's an information booth. A centralized area where you would go to get information from somebody that knows the ins and outs, knows how to get in the app.
That was a complaint from a lot of people, was that anytime they asked a volunteer or a staff member that nobody really knew what was going on. Like nobody had answers.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, having information booth would be good.
Yeah. So having somebody, for all those that don't know, they could go, oh, well, the information booth is over there.
Right.
And then that way they can go up to that booth and they can get all the odds and ends, hotel, buses, all that. Yeah.
Great feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
I think
he explained that some of the residents of Good Springs had questioned what they were supposed to do as far as how they were going to get in or whatever. So I guess some of the local residents had walked up and actually asked him, how do we get into the bar? I mean, we're locals, I guess they wanted to go check it out.
But didn't you advertise that it was a ticketed event for the weekend? And
we did. And we advertised to the Good Springs locals as well. And we're a town of 200 people. So we
not
all
everybody's reading.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Well, including me.
Yeah,
my mantra, nobody reads.
It's a good point because the event had never been a ticketed event before. Even last year we had people RSVP, but it was still free. So that was never an issue of can I walk over and go and attend the event as just a resident, like I normally go to my local bar. And we had just advertised to be fair because some of the Good Springs residents are really into Fallout, and they had bought tickets early on, and we wanted to be fair to everyone and not go, oh, you guys can come. If we know you can get in free, other people can have to pay. We just did it across the board. Yeah. And we did it by tiers where we encouraged people as early as April 1st to buy their tickets if they wanted the cheaper price, which was $30. Because we're like, and then it's went up in time, and most people bought it at $45 range, which, as I pointed out to people, and I showed this on one of the posts, we went to a bar, not even on the strip, and we bought 2 cocktails, and it was $49 before tip. Yeah. And so it was like $59 when we got out of there for 2 drinks, not even on the strip.
All these cosplayers pay way more than that just to go to any of these.
Oh yeah, no, everybody understood like convention pricing and all that kind of stuff. Like that was
so we try not to complain
about the price at all.
Yeah, like hundreds of dollars and greedy this and whatever. We were just like, this will help us, cover our costs, which people don't understand. When your event grows to this size, you literally have permitting and insurance and things like that go up dramatically on top of, in this case, security, medical staff, busing. And so that's all incredibly expensive. And our goal, and thank you, Jaxus, for pointing this out, where I was just covering all the stuff, hoping, one day we'd break even, which isn't a great business model for having an ongoing indefinite event that grows. So we just tried to find the minimal amount we could charge and at least cover our expenses. And then we found those price points and hoping it would encourage people to to reserve early, which it did mostly, although we'll get more in depth as we go
The
through
more as we
podcast.
go, everybody's going to get more comfortable with it. They're going to have it on their
Yeah.
calendars. They're going to set it, with their vacation time. It'll become more of a comfortable thing for them, and it'll streamline the process as it goes. So
I
don't see that as a
think we'll
problem.
educate people as we go along.
Yeah.
And now that we tore the Band-Aid off for the first time with the ticketing thing, which, as you pointed out, confused even locals. Hey, can I just go to my local bar like a normal? And it's like it's not a normal thing. Like
No,
you're
yeah.
going and you'll see Wayne Newton on a doing a session on the stage this particular Saturday morning, unlike a normal Saturday at the saloon. So it was not a normal weekend.
Yeah,
we
Wayne
did our
Newton's
best.
not always chilling there, no matter how cool the bar is.
Yeah. Now that he knows about it,
Yeah, you never
and
know.
He might.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to tell
I
you,
think he's in
spent-
residence at the Flamingo, isn't he?
He is. He's got a regular show at the Flamingo, and he still tours. And I got to tell you, having spent some time with him, he's sharp. He's still gets around, and his wife is amazing. And luckily, just waiting for his session to start, we got some time to talk about the saloon and Good Springs and the event. And he really enjoyed it, and he loved the bar, and so did all the Fallout cast members as well. That we and that part, Wayne Newton, we didn't announce till about a week before because we wanted to make sure it was a done deal. I didn't want any kind of getting people fired up and then all of a sudden,
didn't work out.
Yeah. Now with Aaron and Walton and Jonah and those guys from the Amazon show, that was something that we couldn't tell people in advance. And quite frankly, I know how easily that kind of stuff can fall through. So that was another thing. It was like, hey, if it doesn't happen, no one's expecting it anyway. But if it does, it'll be a nice surprise. And,
just for everybody out there, because I heard this a lot, I think that Stephen literally was the only one who knew that this might happen. Like, even people higher up in the planning organization did not know that this was going to happen. So
yeah, literally, Mama Tess and I had to keep it. We had to keep it quiet. And the cool thing is, all you guys, our support, our Fallout fans and volunteer staff who we've now worked with for years. We still want to keep it exciting and spontaneous for you guys as well. So I was like, hey, this will be a cool surprise for even our.
Well, I missed it.
I was totally surprised because I was busy drying my clothes.
Yeah, I was down at where the meet and greet area and the panels were, because it was like the Modus Files were supposed to be on their panel, and I had I think Zach Finfrock just got done showing his show, so we were down there, so I missed it all.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, they were there for an hour, but the cool thing I was happy about, they also, Walton Goggins really wanted to go out on the backstage of the Pioneer because I knew a lot of people couldn't fit in the bar. I mean, you got thousands of people, and it's a bar that can only fit, a certain amount at any given time safely. And so it was nice that they wanted to go out and speak to the crowd. So I was like, yeah, if someone didn't get in and they heard about it, even if they were down the street, hopefully he got to speak to, a decent amount of people. And he promoted the season 3 and did his ass jerky line, which I appreciated. And everybody that braved the weather and that heard about it got to experience. But unfortunately, not everyone, is all at the same place at the same time. And in fact, we didn't even know the exact time that all that was going to happen.
Right.
So it's one of these things where we get notices, 10 minutes out, 5 minutes out. No, wait, 30 seconds out. Okay.
Well, that was brought up because they were like, oh, well, if we bought a VIP ticket, we should have been told that this was happening. And I'm like, nobody was told.
yeah, get over yourself.
Yeah, you don't even know, and even for a while, we weren't even told. Yeah, so, for a good bit of the planning, it wasn't until about 3 days before the actual event that we knew the name, at least 1 or 2 of the names of people that were going to be attending. So even leading up to that, we knew that we might have some big name attendees, and we were making security preparations and all that, but we didn't know exactly who until right before the event. And so it wasn't something we're going to try to relay. We could have relayed that far in advance anyway, much, and then, like I said, if we had disappointed everyone, that would have been even worse. So I was like,
Right.
oh, let's
How can
try
you
to surprise the people
how
we
can you
can.
disappoint people that don't know something's coming?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right. And
basically,
that was our
You
attitude.
can't be disappointed if nobody promised you.
yeah, it
And
was a
you got to
promise.
remember,
So.
like and to Don's point about our core staff, the upper echelon has been working on this event for literally a year. We still want to throw some surprises for those guys too, like that. And so, we got to keep it fun and spontaneous and, but yeah, we couldn't have let people know even if we wanted to that far in advance anyway. So, so it was, it was a nice surprise and nice that they still attended even in the rain. And I saw afterward in Amazon, another thing that people didn't really acknowledge, and I haven't heard much about it, but between Friday and Saturday, the Friday night, is when Amazon in the middle of the night came out, and they're marketing affiliates, and set up the whole apocalyptic van with the cockroach racing.
That was so fun.
Yeah, which is crazy. And I didn't even know if that was going to happen but we had made preparations for it in advance. So people were like, oh, why can't, last year you let me park my car out here on Friday to, show it off, and it's really cool.
Right.
And it's, Mad Max style. I'm like, yeah, we need to keep this space open, but I couldn't tell them why. And once again, you don't know if stuff is going to happen or not, but it was fun that they wanted to surprise everyone. And all of a sudden, Saturday morning, this whole van shows up in the front of it with this cockroach racing area, and it was really cool. And I know they turned it into a trailer, but it was fun for the people that participated, and they had caps, and they were legitimately racing roaches. And the pitch,
Yeah, they were.
that Tess and I got, we were like, well, they're like, yeah, we want to, be like rad roaches, like the grandkids of the rad roach, and we'll have roach racing, and we're like, you're talking about real roaches? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, that's something I feel like I'd be pitching to you guys. That sounds like an old man liver idea, not someone else's crazy idea.
Did you keep that van that they brought?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So they were very nice, and they're like, hey, it's, if we had to trailer it over, and it would be a real hassle to take it back. So y'all want a van? And we're like, sure. So it's still on the property right now as we speak.
Did they give you the roaches too?
Yeah, the roaches. Hopefully we left.
Yeah,
I
would say for compliance issues. Yeah, I'd say for compliance
Yeah.
issues, I would have to step in, folks, and say no. The roaches have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, roaches had to go. Yeah, we don't. I have a thing with roaches in particular, and it's
Yeah, no. And those things were huge. Like in Texas, they call them palmetto bugs.
It goes back to my growing up in Louisiana, where you wake up in the morning, you put on your shoe, and you pop a big roach in there that you didn't know was in there. I fucking hate them. And
Yeah.
so just the fact that, Mama Tess is going, you're okay with this roach thing? And I'm like, hey, it's a crazy idea. I got to support just for the madness of it. Doesn't make me like roaches any better, but for the silliness and craziness of it, I thought it was.
Oh, for sure. Impressive. I mean, it was a cute idea, but I was like, I heard that you got to keep the van, and I was like, oh my God, what do you do with the roaches?
Yeah. Roaches had to leave, but the van got to stay. And some of the
van is wicked cool.
So back to
cool. So
back to Mr. Joshua Fulton real quick. The last thing he had suggested was a stage manager for the panels. I'm sure there was probably something of that nature that they never ever saw.
That was even actually mentioned by people who participated in the panels.
Okay, so yeah, so
because
some sort of stage
because there was no
track.
organization, there was nobody to like feed the questions or start the panel, and they were just like,
or say 10 minutes.
What do you
left,
want us to talk about?
Yeah, well, you got to have somebody.
And that's a good point. It's a good point. All the panels were run by different people in different scenarios, and some of them, the person coordinating the panel got held up somewhere, and
wasn't available.
Which is normal things that you got to kind of wing, or like the microphones break or the PA system goes out and you got to get a backup, and you've got it. So, but it's a good point. We did it for the first year, every panel did have an assigned coordinator, but it didn't always go smoothly.
I would say you probably need a centralized coordinator that they communicate with that runs kind of
Yeah,
everything.
like somebody that's not doing not
Yes.
responsible for other things.
Exactly, exactly. And it's easy to, to say this kind of thing, but when you're not paying, when most of
Right.
your crew is volunteer based,
Yeah.
it's hard to get, you can't be mad at someone that's working for free.
Yeah.
Although we did pay for Mojave Mayhem, we did pay a stage manager, and in general, you still had issues, but it does help.
It cleans a lot of messes.
Was that just for the Mojave Mayhem part, or was that for the costume?
That was just the Mojave
contest?
Mayhem part.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Because
the panels,
you probably need something for the costume contest. A lot of people talked about the disorganization. I wasn't there, so I don't know.
This is Alejandro.
for the cosplay? Oh,
Yeah, the
that's
cosplay
interesting.
contest.
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't hear. Yeah, so that's a funny one to hear, because in the past the cosplay contest was literally.
Oh, I know.
And, hey, everyone just start lining up on the side, and we'll bring you up, and
we just smashed it together.
I know, that's what I was like. Really? Because you weren't there last year, were you?
Yeah, because this year we had people sign up in advance. It was coordinated by category. It was. I was up on stage the whole time, and people were called up on a timely basis, and
I think before it was just kind of smashed
Yeah,
together.
it said,
great job.
I have never witnessed an unlimited number of contestants. Such a large turnout is not customary. It is recommended to limit the number of contestants.
Customary, like this.
Those who are not selected should be given the opportunity to walk a red carpet. Just interesting. Something about fan awards, but I don't know what that was because I wasn't there.
It sounds like somebody that goes to a bunch of cosplay stuff and they live.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these people who came here for the first year are people who go to like regular cons.
Yeah,
and they're expecting.
It's not.
They're expecting the convention experience where you have a gigantic convention center, and they've been doing this for 20 years, and
this is called. This is a nerd chill fest. That means we all hang out.
Not a
we dress up in costumes. We're gonna.
It's a bunch of people hanging out.
If you can't hang, bro, so sorry.
A bunch of people hanging out, and if you happen to end up on stage and getting judged, then that's
getting judged.
Yeah.
We'll never be that typical convention that people are used to. Now, that being said, I would disagree if you look at the past 3 years and you see how smoothly the cosplay contest went, and we even had Obsidian doing the hosting for it, and it was a lot of fun, and from what I think we had 70 contestants, and then like 15 didn't show up or something, but it was about the right amount with the right amount of time that we allocated. So that's an interesting one. I wouldn't
yeah, I didn't have anything to judge on it since I had to go to the airport and I didn't get to go. So
boo.
All right, I'm gonna keep.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be earlier in the day, but it wasn't.
This is Alejandro. His only thing that he had was some clarity in registration, and I think that was his hotel registration. So it's not even
hotel registration.
I don't even think it was with. It wasn't even with dealing with the event itself. It was the hotel themselves. Yeah. So he was like, but he's he had a great time and he was having a good time afterwards. So. The thing is like, to get to this here, this is James. Hello, James. James thinks he wishes it was bigger. That was it.
Bigger as in location-wise, bigger, or
more
bigger like
stuff.
He wants more people, because that would be crazy.
Stuff.
More stuff. Yeah,
he wants more stuff. He wants more bells and whistles. He was like, this is cool. It's all in a small setting. I wish it was bigger. He just wants more scale.
All right.
That's what he was after. He wants this to turn into Disneyland, I think, because he was super happy, super excited.
Disneyland.
Yeah, no, he was having a great damn time, though. That's for sure.
Well, he can come to West Virginia, see if he likes that.
No, that's great. Yeah.
And then great. I'm just trying to speed through these here because of the time frame here. Yeah. Let's get this guy up here real quick. This is Z. He wanted to go by Z, and he's upside down, because that's how it works. Z, transportation, and maybe spread out in the desert more. He doesn't want his reasoning was the best reasoning that I've heard out of everybody else as far as crowd dispersion, so we don't disturb the residents of the town. Like
that was the initial
yeah,
attempt.
like he was like, maybe we spread out into the desert more so we don't bother the residents so bad. Like, and I'm like, so his mindset was in the right place. I love that, you know, and obviously, you know, the transportation element, which we keep bumping into, you know, and that's, we're gonna get that no matter what, you know, we're gonna keep getting into that same.
That was definitely but I think I think like the two biggest things, like you've already addressed the ticketing issue.
Yeah.
And you guys will have to talk about that. And then
let me bring Mama Tess in for a second.
Absolutely,
just to discuss ticketing.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, the fact that you guys were all over the ticketing issue before the event even ended was very proactive and amazing.
No, so what happened was on Friday, which I want to give y'all, we haven't announced this yet, but our final number of unique ticketed visitors was 7,211, which is more than we've ever had.
Yeah, there's been some crazy numbers out there, but they're not accurate.
Yeah,
right.
But we actually cut off the numbers on Friday night when we heard about the problems with the lines and the buses, and we literally got on the phone and we told our team, we said we need to call every bus company in town or close to Vegas.
We started that Friday afternoon.
And literally between Friday afternoon and Friday night, we spent $100,000 we weren't expecting to spend on buses. And just to make the rest of the weekend smoother. So please understand, we heard your pain, and I heard 2.5 hour lines, ridiculous.
Yep.
And part of the problem is a couple thousand signed up at the very last minute, which has never happened before. And especially, and that's why you do tiered pricing, is to get people to sign up for cheaper earlier. So by November 1st, we were like, okay, we've got this is pretty much the people that are going to come, and it's not may not be quite as much as last year,
more,
but but it'll be smooth and all that kind of stuff. So many people at the last minute paid the higher price for the tickets, which we were not expecting, and they kept doing it all day Friday after the event had already started.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, we got to cap it. And we cut off the tickets, and we went for the
and there's a
extra
couple
buses.
reasons for that. One, we preparations in advance to try to get ready for the number of people that were coming and the number of shuttles we needed. What we had originally hired and paid for would have accommodated everyone without a problem. Those last minute purchases is what really put us over the top. That didn't only challenge us from a transportation standpoint, it put the comfort and expectations that we had around staffing for the event at risk. It challenges us from a food preparation perspective, although I always plan for more. But it also created some other unique challenges that most people aren't aware of. And once we start to reach a certain level, we're no longer permitted for that. And so we have to make those tough decisions. And that was one of them that we had to make, but partially because of the transportation issue. So those were all really big components to that. Going into the ticketing thing that Old Man Liver started to talk about was this year for 2026, we are working on, and one of the reasons why ticket purchases are paused for the moment is we're working on a new ticketing platform. And I think everybody who experienced our ticketing nightmares this year, including myself and the two other individuals that I have that respond to everyone's emails and questions on social media and everything else, will appreciate this for a few reasons. One, the new ticketing platform will come and have a dedicated customer service support, both from email and phones. Predominantly email is the way that we would want to have most of that communication happen. But in addition to that, if you buy multiple tickets, like let's say you buy 5 tickets, the tickets are no longer just going to be in that individual's name. You'll have the ability to go in and add the communication information for every other person that's attending the event. And the beauty of that means everybody in your party now gets the same email, the same information. You are no longer responsible for communicating that to everybody. And there's a lot of other really cool features. It upgrades our app from where we are now. Not that our team did not do an amazing job of creating this really fast app, but some of the heavy lifting about in-app purchases and other things will come along with this platform. So with that being said, this also helps us address some of our advanced ticket purchasing. What we're working on, and when I say working on, they're not finalized, but we would love to get to a place where we can drop ship people's credentials about a month out before the event itself, so that they're not having to stand in long lines.
Yep.
If there's a line at all, I mean, inevitably, when you get thousands of people that are attending, you're going to have lines. There's no way we can prevent that.
Right.
As much as I want to pretend and plan for church on Easter Sunday, we just can't do that. So the ability to reduce the amount of lines we have by upgrading to this platform will be phenomenal. And I think just what I've heard and seen so far of the way it's executed at other events, I think it'll be really, really a huge.
It sounds
lift.
amazing. I think that because that was one of the suggestions that people were talking about was if they could send the tickets out beforehand, which, you know, obviously if you're buying last minute, well, then you're going to get stuck in will call. That's on you.
Yep.
But if you buy
Absolutely.
in advance, then yes, you know, being able to get all that ticketing and whatever beforehand, so you don't have to wait and will call and you could just go, is going to be amazing.
Yeah, especially if they can get
And
like their
not to
wristbands
mention
in
just
mail.
the ability to communicate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, as you talk about, as I've heard throughout the evening,
Yes.
the number of people who've been frustrated by, I didn't know.
Lack
Well,
of communication.
This will be one
Yeah.
of those opportunities where, hey, every single person who has a ticket should be able to receive an email from us
Right.
and understand where we're at and be able to download the app and those kinds of things. And you'll be able to create your own itinerary. So if you want to pick and choose in advance what panels you attend or workshops or other things, you can create your own itinerary and have all of that available to you just at a drop down, which is kind of
That's
cool.
cool. I think
Just
it's
so
going
we're
to work great.
excited.
We get to try it out in West Virginia. So
Yes,
it'll be
West
great.
Virginia.
We
will
get
be
we
our-
get to try a lot of new things in West Virginia. It's going to be awesome.
We do. Yes, we do. It'll be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
excited.
Very exciting. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Very.
in West Virginia. We're gonna try to make sure it's got its own identity to it, just like the games are different.
Yeah.
The events should be different, and so it's gonna have its own feel, its own vibe. We'll have some consistency, but in the end, it's we're excited about the whole 76 concept over there. So we had kind of secretly toured West Virginia a few months ago. And then the neat thing is, we're working with the Power Armor guys and the whole team. And we're combining all our teams. We don't, we're not trying to compete with other fans but it's working out really well. So we're excited about it.
So these two guys right here actually is part of that story. So what happened with these guys is they did not read the website properly, and they ended up driving up to Good Springs. And when they went up to Good Springs, they spoke with the lady up there, and they were like, "We can't get in because and then so what they did is they didn't say who the lady was, so it could have been anybody that worked there, but they said if you can show proof that you actually paid for your stuff, then we can go ahead and wristband you and get you in. And they went ahead and took care of them there at Good Springs. That.
So I had an
particular thing.
email.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to
That
hear
someone
that.
witnessed that and didn't think it was fair because they waited 2.5 hours.
Oh well, sorry about your luck.
Yeah.
So it worked out for
Yeah.
these guys, but other people
Right.
didn't like it.
But I mean,
I'm like, once you're there, who cares anymore?
you're trying to
You know?
accommodate people the
over.
best you can. So somebody had to
Yeah.
wait some
Yeah.
extra time, and it didn't work out for them. And these individuals made a mistake. They showed up, and why should you be punished? I get it.
I mean, I'm glad that somebody took care of him. That's what I think
No,
is
but
the
I
more
agree.
important
I agree.
thing.
There needs to be fairness and consistency is always our
Yeah.
goal. So it's all. I think
But
a
the problem is,
lot of
though,
us.
I stood in line at Buffalo Bill's Friday morning for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. I don't even know. And the problem there was that, like, those people, there weren't very many people organizing the line. And I know this wasn't you guys. This is like Buffalo Bills. There wasn't like people organizing the line. I think one lady came by once and was like, "There's a VIP line," and it was like, okay. And people didn't want to leave their spot in line just to find out that, oh, it's not a VIP line, or I'm not VIP, whatever, and then have to come back and get in line again.
So
Oh yeah, no,
So-
I hate that. Yeah,
But
that's
that was
terrible
corrected
when
on
you don't make it.
Saturday, from what I understand, because, well, people with the line, like I know they went right in and then they were back out, so that was fine. And I know as far as getting on the bus, like we waited Saturday morning a long time to get on the bus, and I think it was like maybe an hour. And I know that a couple times a lady would walk by and say, "If you're VIP," or she would see the lanyard and go like, "Oh, there's a line." And so there was somebody directing Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And then like the bus on Friday night, like I know somebody brought up the darkness, and that could have been me even because I had heels that day, and it kind of sucked because the line, and this was because nobody was there to control it. The line went straight out through the parking lot. It was all gravel and dark. And I thought, I know I'm going to break my neck, and I'm probably not the only one. But Saturday, that got fixed because the line went down the road. So, I mean, I just want to point out to people that problems were found, but problems were addressed basically immediately.
We were thank you. We were trying to real-time problem solve stuff
Yeah.
that we didn't anticipate, including lighting. And we even bought a lot of lights last minute to fix that. But
Like
then also the
$1,000
line.
worth of
Yeah,
lights.
we didn't expect the lines to be that long.
No,
sorry,
you
I had to
didn't.
just come back in for a second because I think to your point, Don, that you mentioned about the lines for VIP and what that looks like. This advanced ticketing system, if I'm able to drop ship people's credentials in advance and you get your lanyard at your house a month before you're showing up, you don't have to worry about that, and you can just show up.
Yeah,
right.
It's gonna be great. I mean, because
It's gonna
we've
be
all
great.
been to. I mean, I would think we've all been to conventions probably where we've gotten our tickets in advance, and then you walk by all the people standing in line. You're like losers. You know, it's great.
This is why we get VIP.
Yeah.
Right? Like you should have done this ahead of time. Like, why didn't you buy early bird? So it's like, we all get to show off, but but that's the thing is like when you decide last minute you're gonna come, well, guess what? You're gonna stand in line. That's just part of being last minute. So, but I think that
thank
will
you
help
for-
a lot.
Yeah.
And thank you for acknowledging the fact that we do in the moment and on the fly try to solve problems as best we can.
Yep.
Is what Old Man Liver and I kind of specialize in doing is problem solving.
You guys do. You thrive at it.
And we may not always nail it.
No, thank
but
you.
we do try to
Or you
react
can't.
as fast
Like
as
some things you just
possible
can't.
We do.
when a problem is brought to our attention.
Well, even Saturday night, a lot of people, don't know this, but we had,
the fire.
I was out front, taking pictures and signing autographs and having fun and stuff, but I had to leave abruptly. And I was like, oh, I hope I didn't look like a dick. But it was like, we had to there was a boat fire.
Literally.
With our
we were
neighbor.
putting out fires.
Our neighbor, talking about putting out fires, literally. There was a fire on a boat at a residence right behind the Pioneer Saloon. And we have to, we're trying to take care of the town, not just the Pioneer Saloon. The fire department showed up at the saloon, like, where's the fire? And we're like, we don't have one here.
It's back there.
You could see it. It got.
They're like, it's got to be this full with all the people over.
Yeah, it was bad, and we went and addressed that to make sure that it was able to get. And it took a while to put out, which I was thankful it was not some idiot, that was drunk and threw a cigarette or something in someone's boat or something.
Right.
It turns out it's probably a short from the rain and all that stuff, which in fact is interesting side note, just as I was feeling empathy for our neighbor, our own house in Good Springs burned down about a week later. So
Did it?
like
oh no.
Same kind of thing, spontaneously.
Oh my God.
We are so lucky that no one was there and that no one was hurt.
The house? Like the
house. Our house.
That's crazy.
As I say, is 4 minutes stumbling distance from the saloon, burned down.
Wow.
And so that's been part
Not
of the
entirely, but
the walls.
It's uninhabitable.
It's uninhabitable. The fire, smoke, and water damage is
it has to be taken down to the studs.
Yeah.
If not the foundation.
Wow. Wow.
It might as well have been that.
Unfortunate, and we still don't know the cause of it, but it was probably a short with appliances or something like that. And then we joke, or maybe not joking, is that the ghosts put it out because it burned a particular plastic water pipe that sprayed water everywhere, which did a ton of water damage, but put the fire out. thankfully.
Well, the fire department would have done that too. So
Yeah, right. Yeah. So,
somebody going to make cause some water damage.
these are the kinds of things we have going on behind the scenes in the background that no one even knows about, that we
I
always
didn't even
wanna share
know.
on.
Like,
Yeah.
And
It was crazy.
yeah, it's all happening.
Sucks. I'm sorry for you guys. That sucks.
Yeah, we tried to take a vacation after all the madness, and that was what we learned the day before we left for our vacation.
Yeah.
Oh
was,
my
Oh
gosh.
man.
And so we're still
cool.
dealing with that, but we have, it's
Okay.
No one was hurt.
no one was hurt. which
I'm
is
glad
good.
nobody was hurt. That being said, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in just a second.
Recording stopped.
Okay. That's just for the.
Yeah.
Damn,
I'm gonna
dude.
grab water. I'm gonna grab
Yeah.
water.
Okay.
We deal with a lot of shit that we don't, try to, you don't want sympathy for, but there's
That
always,
like blows me away.
yeah, like,
I don't know if you can see
wait,
this.
no,
Oh,
he-
shit.
No,
can't.
it's blurred out.
I'll,
Yeah.
I'll,
It's
e-
blur.
I'll email it to you.
yeah.
Or,
We'll
I don't know how
talk.
to
We'll
solve-
talk off air. That's crazy.
yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
Yeah.
and but we were dealing with it even during the event, with our neighbor, and then next thing we know, it's our house, and it's
Oh
crazy.
my
and
god.
makes-
Yeah.
I missed all that fun. We left early. Saturday went and had dinner.
Yeah. No. All right. So we're gonna come back. All right. I just wanted to get
Yeah.
that in there so I could throw a commercial in somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
Recording in progress.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed our little commercial break. So we're back with Old Man Liver, and apparently his house had burned down. Huh, go figure. All right. So
yeah, that's all happened since
Too
the
bad.
Fallout Fan
Yeah.
celebration.
no, yeah.
The little shit you have to deal with.
Yeah. Other than all the other stuff, but hey,
That's the thanks you get for the
yeah,
good
right?
times,
Yeah,
I
no
guess.
kidding. So all right.
Yeah, there's
I'm going to keep this thing rolling here so we don't run too far out of time. So we've got Bree and Dan here. They're from West Virginia, just so to speak there. So, and, I was like, I might have some good news for you. These are the folks that spent 5 hours waiting for the bus. And then they had
5 hours?
Yeah, well, according to them, yes, 5 hours.
Yeah,
And
I hadn't heard of 5 hours. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, well, so what they had apparently spent a large portion of their time waiting for the bus. They were able to get there and spend 2 hours at the
I
event.
hope that was an exaggeration, but if it's not, I'm sorry. 'Cause
well,
that
yeah.
thanks.
sucks.
Like what day? Like what night? Like when?
It was the very first night, so it
Had to be Friday.
yeah, it was Friday. So that's what their statement was, is it was on Friday. Now, if it was an exaggeration, I hope it was. That being said,
I think we
it's
only
still
waited
bad.
like
if
an
you
hour
look
and a
at these
half
people,
for-
they are
Which is
very
horrible.
happy. They're very gracious. They can't wait to come back, and they wanted to shout out to their buddies, the Chill Division. So it's like they took this shit in stride, man. They were like, yeah, it happened, but we'll be back next year. That's the kind of people that we have that comes to these events. It's like
That's the community.
Yeah.
It's the greatest
And
community.
that is true.
2 hours, 5
really
hours, 3 hours. They didn't give a shit enough to
I've
make
never
it that big
seen
of a
anything
problem.
like it. And I always go back to the first year where we're expecting like 50 to 100 people, and we had 1,000 people show up.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget where the line in the Good Springs General Store was so long, and instead of being pissed and upset, everyone just broke out into song and was singing Country Roads and all these other tunes. And I'm like, this is the greatest community I've ever worked with, with anything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And I got to give a shout out to our volunteer. I mean, including you guys who helped so much. And
I didn't do
and
anything.
all-
Oh wait, I hung the TV.
You went out and bought a new TV.
No,
and hung it.
Jaxis was going out and buying TVs last
Yeah.
minute for us. That's how real time
Right.
What's that?
Unloading sodas.
Unloading sodas, the whole shebang. Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
so
the
like-
last minute stuff that
I didn't
comes up.
unload the. I helped unload the sodas. I actually grabbed a group of like 8 guys. I'm like, help push because these pallets were like on a tilt. Now there ain't no way I was doing that on my own. Not my own.
No,
Yeah,
no.
you-
When I saw Jax's, he was walking through this big old box and 50-inch TV. It was like, what?
I always tout this community because it's nothing like any other group I work with, and I have to give a shout out too because like Bethesda has been super supportive of this event. Obsidian's been super supportive. Amazon's super supportive. We're still the ones, running the party, and just all these great companies have joined the party along with the community, which is fantastic. And a lot of people don't acknowledge that. And always be, but they're all fantastic to work with, and no one is trying to take over and turn it into a fan-based event, into a corporate event. I just want to make that clear. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
what we work with at all these organizations have been phenomenal to work with, and everyone's just joining the party, which is including Wayne Newton and Walton Goggins now, and all these guys, but the teams
And Aaron.
Bethesda, Obsidian, and
Aaron, yeah.
I gotta throw Aaron in there, man. He gets hidden behind Walton too many times.
oh yeah, no, Aaron is great, and
It's Walton Goggins and Aaron.
Jonah. No, Aaron was phenomenal, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody
he
says he's a really
loved it.
nice guy.
just as
Rodrigo,
just as much
Leary.
as the rest of the fan base who was excited to see them. Aaron loved serving drinks at the bar and meeting everyone, and
He really loves the community, and he shows it in
yeah,
what he says.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he does it a lot. Yeah. This is Genesee Law. She's actually she was where was it? The other guy. I forgot his name. Joshua Fulton. This is her partner, or his partner, I should say. His partner. Yeah. Anyway, words. I'm good. Okay.
They're
So,
together.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I meant. So hers was line management, information access, communication, and she was blinded by the lights up from the stage at the Mayhem stage event. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can help you with that one. Apparently, the lights were
interesting.
aimed
Okay.
right at
Like
her.
any other concert you
Yeah,
go
I'm
to.
like, I don't know, but like maybe.
All right.
That was the one I was like, I'll say something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's every
yeah.
it's everyone has a different experience. and
Right,
all-
yeah. But it was
taken
line
into account.
management, information access, and communication. That was like something that they both felt the same about. in
all
that
great
regard.
points.
Yeah.
All great.
Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to speed through because I only got 2 left here, and I'm like, okay, let's get this part out of there so we can move on with our lives. Because we want to get to the fun, good stuff instead of the bad, this is what happened stuff. But at the same time, it's good that we got all this out there because
Oh, it's great, and we'll never be perfect, but all these things help us improve. Because
Well,
I've
and you
already
can't make
heard
everybody
some-
happy.
Yeah,
but
and,
you
and
just-
some things, yeah, you'll never
try and do the
make
best.
100%. Yeah, some will go, I want more lights shined at me. Some will go, I
Right.
want less
Please
lights.
blind me.
But in the end, you got, it's important to listen to people
Now,
and their
here's a
experience.
snazzy couple.
I was gonna say these look really cute.
Yeah, these two kind of caught me. I was like, they got a very distinct look for this whole event. I thought it was really
They
cool.
do. I feel like I
Yeah.
should marry them. I mean, not marry them.
Right, you
be
should
the
officiate.
Yeah,
Or
you should officiate
Thanks.
this. Yes. So there was
Thanks, Don.
confusion with wristbands. They had issues getting it handled at the bar. So they went to the Good Springs bar to try to get the same situation. Basically, they had issues getting the wristbands. They went to the bar and they couldn't really. They were having trouble getting there. It was their confusion was based on lack of signing. That was their big thing for them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
The
then
signage.
Cross
do
loved
better
the
with.
app, but it was difficult to navigate. Apparently, there was a lack of information about the Mojave thing inside the app. Like it was there, but she had trouble navigating it. But she thought the app.
Okay.
Her words were, "The app is super sick, but I couldn't. Like I got lost." And I'm like, okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
and so she had an idea of finding a way to utilize caps for tender for certain things, like as a gimmick. Like you could buy caps, maybe special caps that were custom to just like the bar itself, to where they could, spend $5, get the cap, use the cap to buy a drink, kind of thing. That way
they do that at Universal in Orlando.
We've heard some of that feedback, and it's something that we can look more into. And
yeah, because like what
she
they
was like,
do at
it might be a
Universal is
logistical nightmare, but
you trade your Muggle money
Uh-huh.
for wizard money, and then you can spend the wizard money in the park.
Oh yeah, well it's
it's cool. It's another level of
It is. It's just one more thing to organize.
Yeah, like kind of like casinos have to create poker chips that can't be counterfeited,
right?
Because on the level of dollar bills and stuff, and you're getting at a huge level, and people have to remember we are still just an all volunteer group,
right?
Just winging this shit.
It was just a cool idea that she
blowing
wanted
money
to
on
bring.
buses.
It's a cool idea. It's a cool idea, and if we can pull it off in the long run, maybe with someone else's help, that would be awesome.
Definitely something to put on the list of maybe to do in the future.
Yeah, somebody can do some printing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Somebody can take that on. Yeah.
Where's,
I like it.
There's Donovan. I had to find Donovan here. So Donovan was the last guy I interviewed, and he was very cordial. He wanted a bigger venue for panels, and more specifically, he was like a convention center. Well, actually, I said like a convention center because I was standing where I was standing at the time, And
you were at the bar, yeah. You were at the
I was like, oh, you mean like a convention center? And I'm like putting my hands up, like,
yeah.
See where we at? You know where
I mean, like
the
casino,
Well, and so
because a lot of people mentioned that too. Like, why didn't you utilize the casino?
If the Buffalo Bills situation had worked out, that would have solved a lot of problems.
Yeah,
and
it would have.
We would have had those rooms, and
it
wouldn't have had the feel of a convention center because Buffalo Bills is Bison Steve's in the game, so it has legitimacy and
it's just another location,
right? And so if that had worked out, that would have been great, and that was
and it would have been better because like a lot of people complained about the lack of seating for the panels. That the community center was too small, and then the meet and greet area was too small. So, but all of that was
had all these rooms
supposed to be somewhere
at
else.
One point we could have used in an arena, the cosplay contest, and all that stuff. But
woulda, coulda, shoulda. There's a whole lot of woulda, couldas that we could have done.
They really derailed that.
So I put this together here. It's a little short video. It's actually about 5 minutes long, but it's everybody saying thank you.
Aw.
It's just all been mesmerizing. Thank you for putting all of this on, and I hope that it continues for years and years and years because it's really amazing.
Will you be back next year?
100%. I think so.
Absolutely. Yeah.
100%.
All right.
My gratitude and appreciation, and my intent is if there is another Fall of Fan celebration in the next year,
there will be.
Guess what? I'm coming.
Good.
I will.
Like that, you plan on never coming back again?
Oh, I'm gonna be here next year, for sure.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Being said, you guys plan on coming next year?
Absolutely.
All right. Excellent. So you would love to come again?
I would love to,
Yes.
but I don't have an handful of gas.
I can't wait to see you again, hopefully.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
All right. Plan on coming back, right?
Yeah, I plan next year. And next year, I plan on coming in cosplay because I regret not coming this year in it.
That's awesome. Hello, everybody. My name is Jackson. I'm with the Fallout Roundtable podcast. I am here with...
Bree from West Virginia.
And your name? You guys are both from West Virginia.
Yeah.
I've got some good news for you. All right. Anyway, that being said, this is your first time
camera
at
skills
the
are
event,
lacking,
I'm
man.
assuming? Okay, so...
I wasn't drunk
out
at
of
all.
Everything you've experienced at the event happened, I am
Why
not
is my
gonna do
videos
everything
keep
you-
screwing up
literally
on me?
Everything we're saying right now will come to him.
All right.
No, keep that in mind.
He did say that.
I swear I
There is
drank
a
way too
maybe.
much. Because that was not what was supposed to be there. I'm upset now. It was supposed to basically, they just said that they wanted to come and they were going to be here next year and they were going to shout out to their friends. And I forgot who they were because I said it before. But anyway, they said thank you. And
Very
then
nice.
Yeah, well, there's two more here I got that I actually just.
Please go ahead and let him know. Legitimately, I will have a conversation with him. We'll have a sit down. We're going to go through all the good, the bad, and the ugly of the experience. If there's anything you'd like to say, just go ahead and yell it out right now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing.
Awesome. Appreciate all of you. I hope you had a great time. Be here next year. It will get better. Thank you. Please go ahead and let him know. Legitimately, I will have a conversation.
I know how to operate stuff. I do. No. All right, here. And then
That's sweet.
There's the one last one right here.
Boom. Let me say this real quick.
Oh my God.
I am Jaxus with the Fallout Roundtable podcast. I just wanted to let everybody know, thank you for coming out. I hope you had an enjoyable time. If you guys had anything you wanted to say to Old Man Liver, Steven Stats, please say it now. Say thank you very much. Appreciate you coming out. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope to see you next year. Give him a quick little shout out. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great night. I appreciate you. Be safe. Take care of each other. Love you. Have a good night.
Damn, Jackson.
Let me say this real quick. I am
Stop!
Jaxus with the
Stop! Okay, there we go.
That was very sweet. Thank you.
That was nice.
Oh, man.
And I will say that even with the emails that I got that had people complaining about lines and we didn't get enough for VIP and VIP area wasn't big enough and blah blah, everyone did say that they had a great time regardless. That fans were great, volunteers and staff were friendly, the vendor area was impressive, the food and drink was good, that they just love Good Springs, and most people are like, I'll be back. So I mean, and as much as they complained about stuff, it wasn't enough to keep them from coming back. So
this little kid just
that's
stood on
very
this
sweet.
rock with a flag, and everybody's like walking by, taking pictures of him. I just thought it
how
was a
cute
kid.
is he?
Right? How cool.
I took this from my hotel room window. It was just like, I'm looking down, I'm like, oh shit, look at that.
Cute.
Badass.
I got
And
entertained
if
by
you
a skateboarding rad roach while we were waiting in line on Saturday morning. This dude
Oh
just
yeah,
kept,
and
he had a
Don,
rad
if
roach
you
costume
missed
on and kept
Mojave
skating.
Mayhem, you missed whole groups of dancing rad roaches. Which
I
was,
heard about the dancing
I've
rad
never seen
roaches.
anything. Yeah, it was so funny and
Oh my God,
genius.
I saw part of a video of it. It looked so cool.
Yeah. And the bottom line is, and I always remind people of this, like when you die, you don't take anything with you, and if
No.
you're money oriented or whatever, like you're not bringing that. That's all stupid. But like providing people happiness and entertainment, that's
legacy.
That's something that sticks.
That's something. That's a
and
legacy.
That's legacy.
People will, and they'll pass along, and the positivity and the energy and negativity is easily spread, and so is positivity. And I hope we do more positive for people than negative.
Honestly, man, I don't see
I think so.
anything. Like I said, even the people that had something that they complained about were all positive. Every one of them. None of them were
They all
like
had good things
None
to
of them
say.
had said screw this place. I mean, those guys that were the very first ones, that was their first time at the event. It was the first day of the event. They were dressed in plain clothes. They're not cosplayers, and they were still like, "Hey, well, we're gonna come back," And they would have came the next day because I was like, if you guys happen to come back tomorrow, I'll introduce you to Steven. I'll just find me and I'll walk in. And he's a lot more approachable than you realize, folks.
Yeah.
Like he's not like a star hiding behind the scenes. Like, mind you, he's a busy guy and he may not have a whole hell of a lot of time, but he does have enough time to go, "Hi, I'm Steven. Nice to meet you." He makes that amount of time for people, and that's a big deal.
True.
Yeah. Well,
That is a big deal because I mean, you go to any other convention, you're not going to see the people that run it.
No,
you don't see those people. You don't see anybody in charge.
And anybody that's
And
watching
honestly,
this video
my
right now, you
preference
can
would just
see
be to
it in
go
his
run
eyes
around
right
and enjoy
now.
it. No, it is neat, and I have a little trouble not getting emotional
because we know how to post those buttons, buddy.
Yeah, fuckers. Stop that.
We love you, man.
Old Man Liver, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So, but no, like if
Nobody said
everyone-
Old Man Liver can't cry.
Yeah.
No, it's just very sweet that so many people have gotten so much enjoyment, and we will never be perfect, but we will do our best to fix problems and improve, and we'll always challenge ourselves, which will always mean new problems. But I think in the overall scheme of things, it gets better, and even as it gets bigger, and we'll hope to keep doing that and make it a great experience for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with your commitment, it will be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Thank you. Yeah, we're committed at this point.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing
And
is like
thank
you're
you.
not satisfied just to sit back on your laurels and be like, okay, we did a thing, it's great. We'll just keep doing the same thing. I mean, you're always
No,
committed to
and
improving
the truth
and
is,
doing
and
something
I
cool.
see how somebody, and I get it's tempting to go, like on Friday night when we had to commit to 100 more grand worth of busing, I could see where someone goes, just let people deal with the lines. We're already, whatever. Yeah. I mean, we don't know exactly. When you just tell your team to go find every bus in town, you don't know how much that's going to cost.
Right.
But yeah, we're like, but it's worth it, because I'd rather have people, have a good experience the rest of the weekend if we mess up on the first day. But hopefully even people that came on Friday still had a good time. And we're gonna keep doing it until no one
The
wants
worst
to come
part
anymore.
was the rain for me, and that's just because I don't thrive in rain, but there was no control there.
Yeah,
I'm a social butterfly, and everybody hides under
and I
tents.
get right, and it's the Mojave Desert, so some people show up, thinking it's going to be hot, and
we could always do it in June again.
Dude, I showed up thinking it was going to be cold like last year, and I was dying because it was warmer than I expected.
That was brutal, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being there in July. Nope.
Yeah, July. And it was amazing. It was actually a fairly comfortable July, but when
for us,
cosplay outfit and shit,
I say Julys aren't very comfortable here.
No, they're not really comfortable anywhere. But in this particular case, it's funny. I was doing promos in Prim the day before the event started, and I ran into a lot of people, and I forgot that everyone at Buffalo Bills was there for the event. So everyone was, hey, oh man, liver, oh man, which is cool. I'm like, how do all these people at this hotel know who I am? I'm like, oh, it's the Fallout crowd. And but it was amazing how many people there, in shorts. And I'm like, yeah, I hope you brought some cold weather gear and some rain gear. And they're like, what are you talking about? It's a beautiful sunny day.
Wait till the sun goes down, folks.
Friday was gorgeous.
I was like, yeah, like you didn't look at the weather. It's going to be apocalyptic. But it was funny.
It was definitely apocalyptic weather. Yeah, I mean,
we tried to do promos for months prior, going, you can't know what to expect. Good Springs is at 3,700 feet elevation. You could literally have snow in November, and you could have rain. You could have a heat wave. It could be literally anything. So you have to just prepare for that, and that's part of the wasteland vibe. That I was trying to prepare. This is the real deal. It's like, it really is like it is in the game.
All you gotta do is shut the power off, and you are wasteland.
Yeah, you really, and in some cases that's true. Like you're to the guy's point that expand into the desert.
Yeah,
some of that you can do in the desert. Other things like panels, you need electricity for the mics and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll
always
in
a lot of generators.
Yeah, we've got generators. We've got like Wi-Fi out the Starlink and satellite.
Yeah.
People don't realize how good Sprint. It's funny. Our a lot of people know we escaped to Belize, which is our happy place and our vacation spot. But it's a third world country, but we have better Wi-Fi and cell reception in Belize than we do in Good Springs.
Yeah.
So that's what you're contending with. There's no public sewer system. There's no.
Of course, 90% of the time, all I see is your wife's feet in water.
yeah, there's that.
Or in a bottle of old man liver.
Yeah, I wish I had that going.
Hey,
don't judge.
Yeah, don't judge is what she's yelling.
Hey, you got nice feet.
I'm not. I put my feet right there with you, girl.
Yep. So it's great. Well, it's always, this is fun because we always it's literally tradition that we do our follow up, and like I said, we got to release our official numbers for this year, and we've got a lot in store for next year. We're already working on solving these problems, and we've got some great ideas that should make it much smoother. So we're very excited about that.
So that being said, for people that are gonna want to check out things for next year's event and for the Fallout Virginia, now are they gonna go to falloutfancelebration.com? Is that where they're gonna go for that?
Yeah. So for now, yeah, that's going to hit both. We don't have any tickets on sale for either because, like Mama Tess said, we're setting up a new system, and it's going to cost us more, but I think it's going to be worth it. We'll have real-time customer service, and hopefully people will get their credentials in advance, and it'll be so much cooler and smoother. So we'll keep everyone posted. Nothing's going to go on sale during the holidays or right at the beginning of the year, but we'll let everyone know when January hits when to expect to be able to get more general admission and VIP tickets for the West Virginia and the Good Springs event. So we'll keep you guys posted and everyone that's watching.
Awesome. That's going to do it for us tonight. Everybody say good night. Good night. Woota!
Good night. Thank you. Woota!